It's me again. I've been excited to record this video for you because I did a blog post about this and it was a written blog post quite a while ago and you guys loved it. I got so many messages from you all to say how much it had helped and I thought I would take it one step further and do a video explaining it and showing you. So let's get to it. So this is how to prevent your makeup from creasing. Creasing is where you apply your foundation and your concealer, etc. And anywhere that you have fine lines or wrinkles, the foundation or concealer will crease in the middle of it. Now, what causes that is the fact that we are humans. We are humans. We move our faces in some strange ways when we're talking, especially me, when we're talking, when we're applying the rest of our makeup. So for instance, mascara. So what happens is we're lifting our head up, our eyes up here. We get creasing in any lines that we've got in our forehead. If when we're squinting, we're kind of screwing our eyes up, so all of here. That foundation or concealer, whatever it is that we've applied, we are pushing it together when we do this, inside those creases. So the foundation or concealer gets tacky, it gets pushed together like an accordion, and it will sit in the center of those wrinkles squished together until we open our eyes. Now what happens is the foundation doesn't go back with it. It's tacky, so it's kind of grouped and gathered now in the center of those wrinkles and creases. It makes the wrinkles or fine lines appear deeper and more exaggerated, brings attention to them, which is obviously not what we want to do. The other thing that can often happen is what we call pooling. Now pooling is very similar to creasing. It happens in your fine lines and wrinkles, but this is where when you've applied your makeup, your foundation, your concealers, etc., it starts to warm up on the skin. When it warms up, as with any liquid or cream products, it gets more fluid. It wants to flow around. When you have a line or a wrinkle there, it will naturally, as it warms up, want to fall into the contour of that wrinkle or fine line and stay there. Again, this kind of brings attention and makes them appear more exaggerated. For instance, I have applied my foundation and I have applied some concealer to this eye. And you can probably see on camera. Do you see that? That is creasing and pooling. I have it up here and I have it here. I'm hoping you can see that. This is because I've applied those two products and then I have continued to talk and move my face and squint my eyes. As we were saying, we're humans. We have to move our faces. So there's a couple of quick, easy steps you can do to help prevent this from happening. Number one is setting powder. So as I said earlier, when the products are wet or tacky is when they stick together in the middle of creases and fine lines. And again, when it's liquidy and fluid is when it will pool in your fine lines and wrinkles. So we want to dry that product once it hits the skin. So get it on the skin and then we want to dry it so that it's not tacky, can't stick together, it can't run around and move. You know, we want it to stay where we have put it. So that is what they call setting powder. And that is the whole reason for its name. It is what it says. It sets it in place. So for this, I'm going to take, I'm using the Ben Nye translucent powder. This is in the shade Fair. You can use any setting powder you want, whether it's loose setting powder, pressed setting powder, whatever brand you want. So what you want to do is take some setting powder. I pour mine. Mine comes in like a little salt shaker pot, whatever you call it, and I put it into the cap here. And you want to take this. This is the Zamira setting brush. A lot of people make this mistake where they will look for what they presume is a powder brush, you know, and they will end up with something like this, you know, a big fluffy sort of powder brush. However, yes, this is powder. You do not want a fluffy powder brush for this, and I will show you why. If you're using a fluffy powder brush and you pick up some of that product and you start to dust it around your face, it is going to end up giving you a very light coating all over your face rather than where you actually need it. So chances are it's not going to get enough in the places that you need it, and you're going to get powder in areas that you don't need it. So this is no good. Okay, so first things first, I have sat here and as I showed you, I have been talking for a long time and my makeup has already creased. It has already creased. You can see it in this line here. Do you see how much more exaggerated this line in my forehead looks? And my under eyes, etc. So what you want to do is, if that's the case and it's already started to crease, before you set it in place. Then you want to take your foundation brush again, okay? I'm going to hold my head and just press the brush over that line. The brush fibers are then going to get into that crease and push that product back out and smooth it back out again, okay? Like so, you see? And you want to do the same with your under eye, anywhere that it has creased at all. So my eyelids crease. And my smile lines also crease, as you can see. Ta-da! So as with love, life and grief, timing is everything when it comes to setting your makeup. So as I just showed you, you work that product back out if it has already started to crease, and then you want to work quickly. So you take the Zamira setting brush, like so, and you would dip it, or just press it into the powder. You see how it's picked all that powder up? Now, you don't want to apply all of this powder to your face because it's going to look very powdery. So you want to tap off some of that excess, like so, and then we're going to apply it to all the areas that our makeup creases first. So forehead here, and you just apply it in a pressing motion, okay? Under eyes, so again, just apply it in a pressing motion along everywhere that creases. And not applying too much product, just the little bit that's on the brush. The way this brush is laid is so that the bristles come in a tapering motion. So that powder sits on the ends of the bristles and is able to press into the foundation and the concealer and set it in place. This is why you want a brush that is more tapered like this. So just press over those areas you want to set. Voila! You can see how much better my fine lines and wrinkles look now. They look a lot more together. And that's literally just by drying that foundation or concealer out. Apply it and then take your setting brush and just press that over all of the areas that your makeup usually creases. If you get an oily T-zone as well, then I definitely recommend you use this on your T-zone area. But yeah, make sure you press that into where those areas wrinkle. If you don't like any kind of powdery finish to your makeup at all, then that's simple. All you need to do is take either a primer water or a refresh spray or a setting spray, something that is not mattifying. So for instance, this one says prime, set and refresh. Anything that has the word refresh means it's going to give you more of a dewy finish rather than a mattifying. Or any setting spray that says the word dewy on it is going to give you the desired effect. So if you take your spray and spray over your face, it's going to dampen down all of that powder and help it to all sort of blend into the skin seamlessly and set it all in place. So you don't get that powdery finish to your makeup. It just looks very smooth, natural. And that is how to prevent your makeup from pooling and creasing in your fine lines and wrinkles. I hope this video has helped.